Howdy. Welcome back guys to AJ channel. Today we discuss about why the world is not ready yet for electric cars. A TED Talk by Graham Conway, principal engineer at Southwest Research Institute, asserts that electric vehicles are less green than ICE cars, and it is well argued. While I don't agree with all of Conway's metrics, the point he makes is valid, which is that the things we need to do to truly make an electric vehicle green have not been done yet. We are nowhere near the maximum potential for the electric car. Conway contends that for the next 2 or 3 decades, the hybrid approach might be better, at least until we can fix the parts of the ecosystem that are making electric vehicles less green. Meanwhile, we should continue to explore alternatives like green hydrogen, a process where hydrogen is produced by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen using renewable electricity. With that, we might end up in a better place faster than if we continue our huge push to convert to electric vehicles. As Conway pointed out, electric cars can be run in a closed room indefinitely without killing us and are certainly greener to operate. However, they have 3 big weaknesses. The first is that due to a near-total collapse of battery development in the early 1900s, battery technology is not where it otherwise would be. Lithium-ion has 1/3 the energy density of dynamite. The normal configuration is in small AA battery-like cells that are difficult to cool, and should the battery catch fire, it is wicked hard to put it out. Lithium-ion burns hot enough to melt aluminum, and it will keep igniting as long as the cells contain enough energy to generate the heat needed to combust. That's why we have reports of crashed Teslas catching fire again and wrecking yards. Further, as Conway mentioned, building these batteries is far from a green process, and the substance is a pollutant, meaning the batteries must be recycled to prevent groundwater contamination. The second weakness is that largely to cryptocurrency miners, the world doesn't have any electrical power headroom, and the peak generating capacity of electricity grids too often comes from old, dirty, and nearly obsolete generating facilities. Electric cars pull a considerable amount of electricity, and we don't have the headroom in our grids yet to supply it. Cars are typically charged at night when renewables like wind and solar either are unreliable, wind, or non-existent, solar. So, even if you have a solar plant on your roof, if you are grid connected, not using batteries for nighttime power, and you change your electricity at night, you may be pulling from a power source that is anything but green. Third and finally, we don't have enough neighborhood electrical capacity to handle a huge influx of electric cars. Last I checked, if you get more than 3 cars charging at once in one block of houses, there is a good chance your local transformer will grenade, and they really do go boom when they go up. I looked at getting a level 3 charger for my own electric vehicle, and it would have cost me more than the car cost. I'd have to not only pull larger wires and more of them, going from L2 to L3 phase, but I'd need to pay to replace the local transformer and massively increase my home service level. Now with solid-state batteries, which are coming, an expansion of green power sources, particularly nuclear or geothermal which can operate at night, and the expansion of microgrid technologies, providing smaller green generators that are distributed, we could turn electric cars en masse into a tremendous force to work against climate change. But we aren't there yet. This isn't a list of requirements you can pick and choose from. You need all 3 elements to make electric cars truly green: green energy storage, enough green energy generation, and a much more capable grid to distribute that energy reliably, inexpensively, and safely. All of that is coming, just not all of it this decade. There are other problems we aren't talking about. The big one is, what do we do with the existing gasoline drilling, refining and distribution systems? The oil industry employs roughly 6 million people directly, and 10 times that many jobs are created indirectly. The refineries, gas and oil pipelines, storage tanks and gas stations are all potentially hazardous materials problems depending on how much oil and gas has leaked out over the years. Even if the answer is 0, the equipment would need to be safely cleaned and then scrapped. Industries that depend on oil production, ranging from plastics to inexpensive medications, petroleum jelly, and some solvents, would largely collapse without oil production, and the resulting economic collapse of an industry, what happens to all the oil platforms and oil drilling rigs, could leave future ecological time bombs once the firms that own them go under. Plans on what to do with these related industries should be cooked and under implementation before the car and truck industry pivots to electricity to avoid what could be huge labor and ecological problems. Plug-in hybrids is the short-term answer for right now. As the TED Talk also pointed out, you can gain much of the same benefits of an electric car with a plug-in hybrid. That's why for now I will keep my Honda Fit 2018 with 32 mpg in city, and probably if I want to buy electric vehicle I will buy a plug-in hybrid like Toyota Prius. Okay guys. Enough for the electric vehicle talks. See you in other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe.